Hey guys, so welcome to our first reaction review video. Today we're going to be reviewing this kind of small-time YouTube channel. Actually, they're called the Review Boys. They seem to be pretty small-time. They got only 42 subscribers. They started making videos last fall. I think they've got like 12 now. What are you expecting, Ethan?
I only watch dog videos on YouTube, so I don't watch reaction videos or like reviews of albums or anything. I just watch dogs. So this is a new thing for me, but let's get into it. I'm sorry.
Here's what we're actually doing today. We are going to quickly look over the reviews that we did last year in 2019 and just kind of talk about if our opinion changed, if we gained some more insight, or our opinions were exactly alike over time, or whatever. Yeah, you get the idea. You're a smart audience member.
So you're gonna watch us rewatching all of our videos from the past in this video.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 5-hour long video. I'm just kidding.
You can put it at double speed.
Our first review: Post Malone's "Hollywood's Bleeding" album review.
Pretty ambitious for a first review. Am I right?
We had big dreams, man. I think the big thing to talk about is like how much our production has come along. Like we've learned a lot.
Yes.
But to the music, my opinion mostly has not changed. I feel like the songs that I liked, they've grown on me a lot, and I've enjoyed playing them throughout the fall. And the songs that I did not like, I've continued to not like for the same reasons. For example, "Take What You Want" with Ozzy Osbourne and Travis Scott has this incredible build, incredible guitar solo, and just does nothing and just ends. There's no punch.
I still feel pretty indifferent about that album. I don't remember what I gave it, but
I think it was like a 4. It's pretty low, or a 3.
Maybe a 4 or 3, something like that. But I feel the same way.
Have you listened to any of the songs since then?
Maybe a few of the singles from it.
Yeah,
but not the whole thing.
Cool. Next, on to Hobo Johnson, The Fall of Hobo Johnson. You take this one.
Yeah. I think of all the albums that we reviewed, my opinion of this one has maybe changed more than some of the other ones. I have returned to this one probably more than a lot of the other ones. So I would probably rate it a little higher just because I've had more time to sit with it. But I think my opinions of it still stay the same as far as the same songs that I enjoy, the same themes. I think I just get a bit more enjoyability out of it now.
Yeah, I would pretty much entirely agree. The more I got to sit on it, it's just you either absolutely love him or you hate him. And the more I got to sit with this album, I've just fallen in love with how he performs, how intimate he is, and how transparent and emotional he can get, and the sense of rawness is just so strong. And I think we mentioned how his production obviously expanded, and I think he did that successfully because he has this label behind him, and I think not all artists can make that jump whenever they get money behind them, but he did it really well.
Yeah.
But the couple of songs that that I did not like have stuck with me. But yeah, overall, I would definitely rate it a little bit higher. It was one of my favorites for the year and has really stuck with me.
Yeah. Sins was kind of it was one of our shorter reviews, or at least from the beginning. It's an EP. And I have not returned to this album. If anything, my opinion of it has probably gone down, if anything. But I think there were maybe 1 or 2 decent tracks on it, but I wasn't a huge fan and still am not. So
I think you liked it more than I did, though. I can't remember, but yeah, I only returned to it because I knew we were doing this video. "I'll Still Have Me" is definitely still one of my favorites. Probably one of the best songs for me, at least for 2019. But as far as any other songs on the record, I was kind of meh. Next album, Ethan's favorite, Marky Bassey. Still can't get his name right.
Banshee.
Postmodern Depression. This was easily our most contentious
Oh yeah,
album
we
review.
there was a great divide there.
A great.
I still do not enjoy this album.
Did you go back to it at
No.
all? I think you did.
Yeah. That's,
I feel like I probably rated it a little too high. I just like I think I gave it like an 8, but I have like barely come back to it. There's like one the trap one, what's it called? Drip. Yeah, that one is a banger. And then like there's a couple others like I kind of listened to, but I definitely don't think it's an 8 anymore. Now for my favorite album, Wilco's Ode to Joy.
Wilco's Ode to Joy. I think it was.
You still cranking that one?
I think it was an underrated album in 2019. A lot of people looked over it, and I still think it's good. There's a lot of. It's very sad, but there's still a lot of. I don't know. I think it's one of Wilco's best albums in the last few years, and it's definitely more clear of a message. And I still enjoy this album. I don't think I would rate it higher than I did.
Do you remember what you gave it?
Like an 8 or like a 7 or 8. I don't think I gave it a 9.
Yeah, probably not a 9. I don't think we've given it a 9 out yet. I never went back to it. Jonah tried really hard to get me to listen to other Wilco stuff, but I just don't like their production style.
Yankee Hotel Foxtrot, it's good stuff.
Not a vibe. Our most popular review, 88 Rising's Head in the Clouds 2. I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat as my PMD review. I rated it really high, but I just have not come back to it. I only really listened to that one Nicki song. I think part of it though is it's like kind of a summer vibes album, and it started to get cold like whenever it came out.
Yeah,
so
there's literally someone with a surfboard on the front.
Yeah, right. So hopefully I listen to it. I think I'll return to it whenever it starts to warm up again.
Yeah.
And like listen to the ones that summer vibes, bro.
Yeah. I think I still stand by my score. I don't think I'd change it.
Yeah.
I haven't really returned to it, but I still appreciate what it does and a lot of the
solid album.
The singles and such.
And I also think it's like obviously like we mentioned, it's not really a cohesive project.
No. And
because it doesn't have to be. It's just a collection of these groups of artists, and so it's not like an album that you would like listen to in a row. This next album, subtle bump.
Next album was Mike Posner's Keep Going. It was a kind of side project. I would say more of a side project than a main stuff from Mike Posner. And I still think it was pretty decent. Like I enjoyed it for the most part. I wouldn't change my score. I think I gave it like a 6 or a 7. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. No, I would say about the same. It was obviously not his.
It's not his
best work, and it didn't really have to be. It was just kind of like, hey, I'm walking across America. Here's a story. No, the tracks that I liked, I stuck with. There's definitely still some throwaway tracks, like the one with Logic, that I never wanted to go back to. But no, he continues to be one of my favorite artists. And I think I should listen to this album more, at least the ones that I liked. Next, we've got Kanye's Jesus is King, the gospel album from the man himself. This one's weird because my friend back at home just overplayed this album so much. Ronaldo, I love you, but this album is not that good. And I just he just would not stop playing it, and it kind of ruined it for me. So that's that. That's kind of not fair to Kanye though. I would stand by most of what I said.
I think so too. I think the only song I would purposely like go back and try and listen to is Use This Gospel, because I think it's just like a solid song. But there's just really my opinion of it. I would maybe even make it a lower opinion. I thought I would keep listening to it, but
Yeah,
me
too.
I really
It just didn't stick with me. And I would say this, I still, so I said this in the original review, because obviously some of the lyrics aren't exactly the best gospel lyrics. And so I stand by the fact that they don't have to be perfect Christian, you know? But I think over time it kind of came to my attention that, like, some of them are just kind of bad. Like when he says that, like, that's why I charge the prices that I charge. Like, I just kind of, like, started to have more of a problem with that as a Christian than I did as a music critic. So, yeah, probably not his strongest album.
No.
Next, Earl Sweatshirt's Feet of Clay. I have not returned this one, which is not a surprise because I gave it a 1. I just did not like this at all.
Yeah, I still enjoy this album. I think it was pretty good. I don't return to it a lot, but I appreciate what it did, I guess, for hip hop. I don't think it's like it did anything like huge, but yeah, it wasn't my favorite like hip hop record in 2019 or anything, but yeah, I think it's still worth a listen for its just odd production if that's something you like.
For sure. Moving on, we have the Lumineers 3 album. That was our first mini review.
I really hate this album. This is probably my least. I gave it like a 4. It deserves like a 0. It's terrible.
Are you sure? I feel like you railed it pretty hard. I don't know. I'll rewatch it, but I want to give this album another chance. I want to listen to it again, but I probably won't like it. But yeah, because I don't really remember much from it other than not liking it a whole lot.
Yeah, okay, I take that back. I wouldn't give it a 0. Like, there was some effort put into it.
There was some effort.
There was obviously a lot done to make this project.
Well,
but
think
I just don't think it didn't have anything going for it. Like, the instrumentation, and there's nothing that's new or...
the conflict that, like, you and Rachel kind of talked about is, like, it's all very, like, folk cliches made and presented as a pop song. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of just like, well, what's the difference between knowing your audience and catering to them or selling out and making pop music as like a folk, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so I think that was like the big problem that y'all don't like with it.
Yeah, the aesthetic choices and also just how it sounds, just the guitar tones on that.
Yeah, I remember the guitars.
My gosh.
I do remember the guitars.
I don't know how that man plays guitar, but it sounds awful. Anyways.
Yeah.
Next album, How I'm Feeling by Love.
It's an EP.
EP. Yeah. This album I did not like at all.
He's put out more stuff for it.
Yeah.
This past Friday, he put out another song. And I did not like it. It was when I was in the bad mood. It's when I was listening to the Chelsea Collar album, so I'll come back to it. I just don't have time yet. But yeah, no, this EP was not anything I was really trying to run back to.
Nothing really special here, just kind of your generic guy making money.
Just your generic guy making money.
All right.
And then finally, our last review of 2019, Coldplay's Everyday Life. Where are you with Everyday Life?
Where am I? I'm willing to respect it as an album. I don't disrespect it. And I respect the direction that Coldplay went for this project. But I still kind of have the same... I still came away with no clear ideas, and I don't think if you come away from an album and you don't have a feeling, like it doesn't give you some sort of message, you're not going to want to return to it. It's like you're not going to want to, I don't know, if you're not going to want to hear someone speak if they say something you don't really like. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say.
Okay.
But I still really appreciate some of their new their new
musical.
genres.
Yeah.
But still not super huge on it. Not a huge fan.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it all the way through as an album, but I think when I do listen to it, I was like, I enjoyed it. And there was like a couple that I definitely planned on returning to, like Cry 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 was my favorite off that album. Like they had like the gospel one and like the kind of hymn one. So I should return this album more. I think I should listen to it more.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed it.
And then we have FKA Twigs, Magdalene. I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, I guess we wiped that. Huh. Well, we did review that one. Anyways, for the audience, we reviewed that album, but it just didn't get edited. We actually filmed that twice. Now that I think about it,
You tried really hard.
Yeah, I guess we should at least like give it a shot now. What do I remember about that album? Excellent personal writing, very avant-garde, interesting production. Pretty good story overall. I can't remember exactly how the themes played out. I had a problem with the Magdalene thing, but that's really complex. So I'm not going to unpack that now. It was interesting, but overall, good album.
Yeah, I really appreciated the direction FKA Twigs took on this, and her whole aesthetic and her whole really being vulnerable. And it's just a fantastic album. I still return to some of the songs on it. I don't think it's my favorite of hers, but if you haven't checked it out, it was definitely one of my favorites from last year.
Cool. Well, hope you enjoyed this review of Review Boys and our content from 2019. We plan on continuing this semester strong and putting out weekly reviews of your favorite pop music,
Or
maybe
your least favorite pop music.
Yeah.
Or your like kind of like not your favorite, but just pop music you put on in the background while you study. And lo-fi study beats. We'll start reviewing lo-fi.
We could start reviewing lo-fi study beats. We'll review anything just after.